Verbally Effective with Ina Esco is an interview-style podcast that intersects art, culture, politics, and entertainment with a Memphis focus. With producer Sana Marie. Each week, I'm joined by a featured guest with roots in Memphis. Verbally Effective delves into each guest's personal journey to uncover the incredible stories fueling their purpose, the highs and lows of their pursuits, and how through their passion, they are moving the culture forward. Be sure to follow Verbally Effective and Ina Esco on Instagram. Also, download the Verbally Effective podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play Music. Don't forget to check out the website and submit to be a guest at verballyeffective.com. Greetings, and welcome to another edition of the Verbally Effective Podcast. I am your host with the mostest, your double E, Ina Esco. You guys could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with me today. And check it out. If you support this grind, this podcast, you know there's a lot of podcasts out there, and it takes a lot to do a production. So if you would like to support these efforts, hey, hit my cash tag up. It is $, Ina Esco, ENAESCO. I'm very excited today because I have political royalty here with me. I am talking about the senator, a Tennessee senator is in the building with me, Katrina Robinson. How are you, beautiful?
Oh, awesome. I'm excited to be here. It's about time you had me on your show.
Yes, well, you've been busy. You go to Nashville.
Working for the people.
You're a servant of the people, right?
Absolutely.
And, what I do know is that prior to that, you didn't have a political background.
Not at all.
And that's very interesting to me, to become a senator with no political background. So we're going to get into all of that. But what part of Memphis are you from, beautiful?
So I am a South-Mound-Haven combination.
Oh, wait. Break it down for me.
So my mom is from Orange Mound. My dad's from South Memphis. So I spent time between my family's houses there. But I graduated from Whitehaven.
Wow. So how was it growing up with this big gumbo of neighborhoods, honey?
Well, I was raised like an only child, but I'm not an only child. My sister that's closest to me is like 14 years older than me.
Wow.
Right, so I was like her baby.
Okay.
And so really I grew up a loner, just like making my own way, which is kind of like how I function now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what were you into at Whitehaven?
So in 10th grade, prior to Whitehaven, I played basketball.
Okay, so you was hooping.
Yeah, but when I went to Whitehaven, I decided I wanted to be a girl. And so
Gotcha.
I was a cheerleader in 10th grade, and then I did track, and then I was a majorette in 12th grade. Yeah.
Oh, fun.
And choir. And lock club.
Oh, you was one of those very ambitious students.
Yeah.
And worked.
Yeah, I worked. I was like a supervisor at Kmart at 16. Yeah,
wow.
I worked. Yeah.
So at that age alone, you was like, I need this money. I got to get it. I'm getting all these.
I've been working since I was 14.
Wow.
My first job was at Little Caesars Pizza.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been grinding for a minute.
The front counter, smiling at all guys and stuff.
Girl, you a long way from them Little Caesar days. You a long way. So tell me what happened after you graduated from Whitehaven.
So I graduated from Whitehaven in 1998, and I went off to Xavier University in Louisiana.
Okay, you went to Xavier.
Yes, I was a Xavierite, and I wanted to be a plastic surgeon.
Wow.
Yes,
What made you want to be a plastic surgeon?
I just used to, I was stuck between a forensic scientist and a plastic surgeon. And so I used to watch all of these shows. I don't even recall the name of them. But I used to watch these shows about plastic surgery and before botched even came out. And I just decided I wanted to be a plastic surgeon. So I was going to the #1 school in the country for getting blacks into medical school at Xavier University in Louisiana.
Wow. And you know what? I think Jeremy Pierre was at Xavier. Were you there when he was there?
No, I'm a little older than Jeremy.
Okay. Yeah. But, I mean, super proud. I mean, the people that go to Xavier, they're like, hello, we the shit's naive. So, and I know they have a great nursing program. So they must have everything medical related going on.
Yeah, most people that go to Xavier are going to be biology or chemistry majors, pre-med majors. You got a few people that, do stuff that's not traditional for Xavier, like accounting and stuff like that. But I didn't stay at Xavier.
Okay.
Yeah, so I came home on Christmas break and had me a little fun one time. And
Okay.
got a little pregnant.
I gotcha.
And so I had to come home to my mom and, kind of just regroup and do something different. And so when I came home, I've always been independent. even when I was a little child. And so in my mind, I thought I was pregnant. I needed to do something that I could, start to create a living for myself and my baby at that time. And so I got a cosmetology license. Not a lot of people know that.
I did not know that.
Right.
Okay.
But so in the midst of that, I ended up getting a job at Bell South in small business sales. And so that's what started my sales career. Prior to being a nurse, I was in sales. So I worked for Bell South, I worked for FedEx, and then ultimately my last sales job was for AmeriGas. And I was a strategic accounts director for them.
Wow, busy lady.
Yeah, so I used to sell gas to the government.
Okay.
And so I closed this big deal for AmeriGas, $16.9 million, and they decided they were going to downsize all director-level positions.
There they go.
So they sent me home to my 2 children with half a month's severance pay and Philadelphia unemployment, and I took my butt to nursing school.
How long did it take you to go to nursing school?
So I had a previous degree in marketing management from the University of Memphis. That's where I finally ended up planting my feet after I came home. And so I went to Union for an accelerated program for nursing. It only took me 1 year to earn a bachelor's in nursing.
Okay.
But it was a very rigorous program.
Was it? Wow. I bet like within that time frame, they going to get
I had no life.
No life.
My kids had no life. Yeah. So it was really rough, but I just had to stay focused because I knew I wanted to do something where I would be secure to be able to take care of my kids, but also do things that I knew I was passionate about, and that's taking care of people.
Right. So once you finished the program, you became a nurse. And how was that for you?
So I went on to work at Methodist University as an Icu nurse.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you can imagine some of the things that we saw because Methodist, of course, is a teaching hospital for UT. And I worked there for quite a while and decided that I wanted to help people get into the nursing field because I would meet so many family members and people that were there to see their loved ones and they wanted to get into nursing or to get in the medical field, but they didn't know how to and they didn't have the resources to do so. And I remember what it felt like for me because I always wanted to get into the nursing program from the time that my dad was sick and I took care of him a few years prior to going to nursing school, but I didn't have the babysitters, I didn't have the money, and things just lined up for me when I got the job, when I was laid off from my job because I got Philadelphia unemployment, which was substantially more than Tennessee, and it allowed me to create a living for my kids while I was going through nursing school. And so I just wanted to recreate that opportunity for other people, and so that's how I ended up founding the Healthcare Institute. Yeah.
Wow. So tell me about the Healthcare Institute.
So the Healthcare Institute is Tennessee's only independently owned, only woman-owned, only black-owned licensed nursing school.
That's a lot of onlys.
Yes. We started in 2015 as a CNA program in a one-room operation, and we've since grown to add additional programs, including a practical nursing program, which has been very successful. We have a 100% pass rate. And we've just touched the lives of so many people. When I think about it, I get kind of overwhelmed because I didn't really picture it going that way. I just thought I was going to teach a class on the weekends, help some people become CNAs. I didn't know I was going to start a full-fledged operation. Yeah.
And so you're seeing a lot of women that look like us come through that program.
Absolutely.
And I know you're very proud.
I am. They call me, they text me, they're my Facebook friends. One of my students just bought herself a 4-bedroom house and a new car for her kids.
Congratulations.
I was so proud of her. Had another student just earned her bachelor's in nursing. So they're excited, and then once they get through that program, it's kind of like a jump start for them, and it's just amazing to see what they do afterwards.
Wow. What would you say is the hardest thing about being a nurse?
A lot of hard things, but I think the hardest thing for new nurses is to separate emotions from the job. I can remember my first time I lost a patient. And I cried my eyes out. Oh my gosh, because we had kids the same age. She was my age. She was a new cancer diagnosis. And I had her that day, and I left her with a nurse that wasn't familiar with the hospital. She was an agency nurse. And something in my gut just didn't feel right because she was on the borderline all day long. And so when I came back in the next day, all I heard was the code going off. They were coding her, and there was a medication that she needed to keep her blood pressure up, and she ran out of it because the pharmacy couldn't get it up to her in time because the girl didn't know what to do. So, that I carried that with me for a while. Yeah. And I think that happens to a lot of new nurses because I see our students, they go into the patient's room, they stay there 2 and 3 hours. You can't be there for 2 and 3 hours. You have to be able to sever that and do the job. Yeah.
Yeah, and that seems like that could be hard to do.
It is. It's very hard. It's very hard because especially if you do this work for the right reason, it's hard not to be tied to your patients.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm saying you have this, whole business, healthcare business, helping these people become nurses.
And you go ahead and decide to run for senator.
I don't know why.
Tell me, how did this happen?
So I've always been interested in politics.
Okay.
My mom used to work on everybody's campaign, and she'd take me along with her. And then in high school, I used to joke and say I was going to be the mayor. And when I got older, you know, I was always interested in education. I had my kids in public schools, and so I was a very involved parent, and I would see inequities in their education. And so my whole thing was maybe I'll run for school board one day. And then I started training to run for office, actually. I took quite a few classes to emerge and run for something, and just trying to figure out where I fit in. And along that way, I was, you know, of course, working in my business, and I would meet girls from all different backgrounds, and we had so many issues outside of just education. I mean, you had homeless issues, you had literacy issues, criminal justice issues where they were stuck, where they couldn't get a job and couldn't even go to nursing school. And so I felt compelled to do something. And at the time, I was trying to create a community program for them. And I reached out to our then senator, my predecessor, and I just wasn't satisfied with the reception that I got.
Did you get any reception? Did you get any response?
I got one.
But it wasn't the one you wanted.
It wasn't one that I would give my constituents, but I got one. And so, you know, with that, it made me research a little bit more about my predecessor and some of the things that he was doing, and get a little bit more involved in the county party. And I decided to run for his seat.
Wow.
And that's what we did.
And you won.
I absolutely won, 69 to 31%.
Okay, okay. So that means, like, I heard what you said. You had a background in sales as well. You know how to market some stuff, don't you?
I can do a little something.
Yes, because it's obvious you ran a successful campaign. And, you know, you won. So you are out here being a servant for the people in Tennessee. So this was 2018?
Yes.
2018.
Yes.
So how has it been?
It has been good, great, and bad.
Right.
I will say the most fulfilling part is being of service to people and doing the real work that helps them, whether it's helping them get their unemployment after 6-7 months, or helping them get their kids back from a misunderstanding, or helping someone with a child support issue.